Welcome back to the Youth Academy RTG. Today we find out our Champions League, or more accurately European as a whole, fate. We start with bottom of the table Aston Villa. We'll absolutely be simulating that. The second game is Borussia Dortmund at home, where we need a win to guarantee Champions League knockout stage football. But Dortmund beat us convincingly last time we played them. Then we'll end the episode with Arsenal and Fulham, and hopefully, come the end of the episode, we will be into the top four again in the Premier League. We have a game in hand on Liverpool, the goal difference is in their favour. Arsenal at the end of the episode are unbeaten so far, so that's probably not going to go that well. And then the Champions League, like I say, we need a win to guarantee it. A draw sees us almost certainly finish third. If we draw and Zagwembe Lubin beat AC Milan, we finish bottom. Third would send us through to the knockout stages of the Europa League, but being in the Champions League, we want to stay in the Champions League. So that is the plan for today. If you're enjoying the content, then please do hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. My analytics tell me that about 25% of you that watch these videos aren't actually subbed to the channel. So hit that sub button and join the gang. I'd very much appreciate it. Right, I'm going to go and make sure that Aston Villa are putting out the right side, because that bug is still a thing. And I will see you at Patreon Park, albeit in an interactive simulated fashion, in just a moment. Right then, bottom of the table, Aston Villa. The fact that they're bottom of the table is a surprise, given their strength in real life, but their team is not great. Plenty of mid-70s players in there and only one or two that are above 80. So, given the strength of the majority of clubs at this stage of the save, it's no surprise that a team that weak is where they are in the table. Ours isn't actually technically that much stronger, but because we're able to put together some good form, we find ourselves challenging for Europe again in the top four. I'd love to challenge for the title, but it still appears that we're not quite there yet. Continuing on though, we hope to get victory here today, as well against Fulham. If I can avoid defeat against Arsenal, then that's great. And obviously we need to beat Dortmund, as we've previously said. So fingers are crossed, we'll see what happens. Nice. Go on, Fleming, Edwards, Salinas! Golasso! We are in front in the 40th minute. Little bit overplayed, but we get away with it. We are in front. And make that 2. Tom Edwards adds a second 3 minutes later. That'll be, you'd like to think at least, 3 points as well. 3! Tom Edwards again at the double. Easy start to this second half, and now it's becoming quite obvious why Villa are where they are. Final whistle just moments away from sounding, and the victory assured. We battered them, as you can see from the stats there. Sorry, villains, but at the minute, you're not getting any points there, and it looks like you might not get many more points before the end of the season at the rate that you're going so far. Being halfway through December and only on 8 points doesn't leave you in a great position for trying to stay in the Premier League, if we're honest, does it? We will go and attend the press conference to try and boost morale as best we can. And join me then back at Patreon Park, where we'll hope to dish out a little bit of revenge from the 3-0 drubbing we got in front of the yellow wall. Borussia Dortmund have the 2 suspended players from the first game back again. So Jose Gaya starts at left back, and they've got Hilgers in at centre back alongside Gabriel. They tried their best to murder me in the game against them at Signal Iduna Park. Didn't get any red cards. I then, with that man actually, murdered someone myself and did get a red card. And we lost by 3-0. Our Champions League future hangs in the balance, and we would very much like to weight it in our favour, if we can, with victory here today. That's a perfect ball. Traore's in, and Richardson makes the stop. Still unsure about Richardson's future as starting number 1. Waiting for more feedback from yourselves as to whether we do or do not look to buy a higher rated goalkeeper in January. Your feedback is very much needed there in that area, please, if you don't mind. Let's see what happens continually for the rest of this game, though. Last time we put a highlight on Richardson's future, put in a stellar performance against Manchester City, and helped us pick up a victory. It was an unbelievable performance actually against Manchester City. That's poor from Edwards, but we have been fortuitous enough to win it back. You can see the league table, or group stage table there in the top left, and we mentioned that they're getting aggressive again in the tackling. We mentioned that only a win would guarantee our progression. Hopefully we will get that victory. Little ball around the corner here. Edwards could give us a great start. But the defence is in the way for Dortmund so far. And continually, neither side have been able to forge an opportunity to go 1-0 in front. Until probably now. Alexander Isak. Oh, come on! It's a good first save, but he's parried it straight back to Isak. And we're behind. That's unlucky. We did wonder, we did worry when the group got drawn that it was a particularly tough group stage draw with AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund in it. And it turns out that it looks like that's going to be the case. That those two sides are going to be too good for us. That said, if we hadn't thrown away a 2-0 lead against the Italians, we might have actually gotten ourselves through to the knockout stages of the Champions League a little bit more straightforwardly. Salah's looking to get away here from Gabriel. He's in the box. I'm not going to be able to play the pass and find the teammate, so we'll just go for goal and we'll score. Alex Salah makes it 1-1 on the night, and there is still quite a bit of football left. But a lead is hopefully going to be available for us in the not too distant future. I was trying to manifest it, to be honest, with the commentary. Comes Traore down the wing. Did so dangerously to great effect. In the previous group stage game, that's deflected off Milo Baumann. Will go out for a Dortmund corner. In front of those travelling fans in that far corner behind the corner flag, Nicolo Barella is trying to improve their fortunes. Aslani's in, and he's buried it beautifully. Dortmund lead by 2-1. I had faith that Francisco would get there. He did not. And Sissoko looking for the run of Edwards, who's onside here, but Gabriel's with him. Little back heel. Nacho Salinas at the near post. Well blocked by the defender. Important stop that. Nacho was in, and we know how deadly he most of the time can be. Half an hour to go. Milan make it 2-0 against Zagwembia, so they are currently winning the group, and Dortmund are currently following them up in second place. Only 2 goals inside half an hour here if we're to go through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. We are destined at present for Europa League knockout football, which is fine. We're still in a European competition, but when you've been in the Champions League, you want to stay in the Champions League. But at the moment, with this group stage draw, we just quite aren't, I don't feel, at that level yet. Salah looking to drive inside. Edwards making moves. Salinas will look for Tom again and drive inside. Gabriel maybe. And here arriving through is Fleming, and there's the second for us. We're level. It's not over yet. 22 minutes to go as the scoreline reads 2-2 as well. Fleming brings us back within touching distance of a round of 16 Champions League tie. Lovely run. Great finish. Traore, Barella trying to hold him up. Erdegaard. He was their substitution to try and change the game, and at the minute, he's doing a good job. Jose Gaya for Fabricio Diaz is the change that Dortmund go for. I don't know if Fabricio Diaz is a straight like-for-like left-back for left-back replacement, or if they've changed formation and system here, Borussia Dortmund now, with that substitution. They've evidently started to press, however, and are changing the way that they're playing. And where's my bloody left-back gone? I wanted to switch this, and he's just gone miles away and disappeared down the pitch. Had to rely on Javi Parra's first touch there, and Romero has a good first touch of his own, and away down the line goes Alex Fleming. There's a lot of yellow shirts around though, but here's Salinas, and now it might open up for us. And look at the space. Javi Parra to Alex Salah, the man that got us started with scoring today. Oh my God! They got all of the luck for their first goal. I do not get any luck for a potential third for myself. Unbelievable. What are you doing? I can't believe we haven't scored a third goal there. Alex Salah hits the post, and on the follow-up, the keeper somehow keeps it out. Strong challenge for Traore from behind. He might be in trouble here. It may well be a red card again in a game between these two sides. I've actually seen the referee pull a card out, and it's just a yellow for him. It was Nicolo Barella, actually. Time's running out. Javi Parra finds that guy. And Edwards is in. Oh, Nubel makes the save. Get to it first. Get to it first. I can't believe he hasn't. Nacho Salinas, I needed you to do that. Oh, I think that's us out. I think that's us out. And we can't say, in these final few moments, we haven't had the chances, can we really? Dortmund pressing. Edwards, he's on the run, please. No, he's offside. We are going out of the Champions League. There is still the opportunity of a European trophy this season, but it will not be this one. Oh, Gregor Kubel keeps them in the competition, let alone the game. And it's a 2-2 draw back at Patreon Park. Their fortuitous luck for their first goal is very, very annoying indeed. And ultimately, it seems that is what's seen Dortmund through. Okay, we will still go for the Champions League. Sorry, we'll still go for a European qualification for the Champions League via a Europa League win if we can't do it in the league. Regardless, it's now Arsenal in the Premier League, and after beating Villa, we're level on points with Liverpool, just 2 points behind Manchester City in third. A Champions League spot next year via a league finish is very much a possibility, but we could also now do it via the Europa League as well. 6 points behind Manchester United. Arsenal so far this season unbeaten. Let's try and change that at the Emirates. Arsenal's 11 is just as good as it ever has been. Ramsdale, Mazraoui, Christensen, Botman and Fran Garcia. The midfield is frankly illegal. Simmons, Camavinga and Valverde. And then Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe and Joao Felix as the front three. You can see why they're at the top of the table. You can see why they're unbeaten, can't you really? We'd love to be the first to be the ones to get one over on Arsenal, but not necessarily confident of being their side to pull that off, given the nature of their 11. A little bit of a change of direction. Actually doesn't sell the defender, but Edwards is in here. We'll aim for the near post. Try and catch Ramsdale out, thinking we might go across goal. Not to be caught out. Aaron Ramsdale. Fleming with the delivery. And it's a good one too. Francisco's up. That is on its way in. But no goalkeeper is going to concede that, unfortunately. We have not been pressed into a mistake. I've made a couple, but it's not because of Arsenal's press that we've made them. Edwards is here with me. Spin the man, it didn't quite work. Get there. I did not. Oh, come on, ref. Just play on and give him a yellow card later. There's no point stopping the game for that, is there? Why got red? I'm sorry. The ball is there to be won, and I've pressed slide tackle now before he's actually started his animation. I've flown in for it, and I'm just trying to block the path of the ball previously. That's in control at the very least. That is not a red card. That's just, quite frankly, not a red card. It's a yellow at most. Ref, that's for you. Guy, a little bit of fancy footwork. Salah now in a central centre mid role. Oh my God, what a turn from it. Tom! What's that, mate? It's a brilliant turn. And he's absolutely fluffed it. That's a terrible finish from arguably the best player we could possibly want in front of goal at that particular moment in time. Ramsdale gifted us a goal last time we played Arsenal. I just had a flashback to it with him doing that short goal kick. But we're not able to take advantage of another one this time around. Oh, Tom! If we want to win, especially with 10 men against the side that's top of the table, or even just avoid defeat against the side that's top of the table, you can't waste opportunities like that. I can't deal with the change of direction. Thankfully, Joao Felix with a heavy touch, and that gets me the opportunity to tackle him. Romero, Salinas, Edwards is going. Tom, please, you're up against Mazraoui and Sven Botman. That's better, Tommy! That's much better! The 10 men lead at the Emirates. Tom Edwards restores our faith in his capabilities in front of a large away following here at the Emirates Stadium. We've been able to get ourselves a 1-0 lead. The side that hasn't lost are losing. Xavi Simons going off. Facundo Farias coming on. That's an attacking change. Saka to take the corner short to Fede Valverde, who's a player I'd love to have at some point in some save. I don't know as I've ever actually used Valverde in a career mode before. you never know. The Sheffield United save that follows this RTG may well be the one. Although not right away, rather understandably. Here's Farias into Joao Felix, straight at Ruben Richardson. The fact that Valverde has left Real Madrid in this save, I think allows me the luxury of saying, yes, I am allowed to sign someone like that from Real Madrid and be able to get it done in a relatively realistic fashion. Although obviously we'd have to be a rather good Champions League level side with Sheffield United before we make a signing of that nature. At the minute, we're not a very good side of Champions League quality, but we are, however, beating the side of good Championship quality thanks to Ruben Richardson's good save. How that pass wasn't intercepted, I'm not sure. Whoever the defender stuck his foot out, it made contact, but then didn't actually stop the ball. Get out, please. That's 2 attempted clearances. The ball still hasn't gone more than 30 yards from goal. Saka's in. Scored a great goal on his right foot for England the other day against North Macedonia. Fortunate enough to witness that in person at Old Trafford, thanks to Xbox UK. Camavinga. Joao Felix, he's got 2 options here. Third is to go for goal himself! And doesn't he just? With about 10 minutes left in the game, the 10 men, through their number 10, have a goal back. Could have played a pass to Valverde, could have played a pass to the man that was running on his left. Instead, by trying to cover the angles for those passes, I've allowed him the space to pick his spot. He's still got a lot of work to do from that distance, but boy has he done it. In the 83rd minute, it is 1-1, and the side that hasn't lost a game so far this season aren't losing anymore. Fleming. West Ham have brought it back to 3-3 at Old Trafford. That game's come to life. Ball into the middle. Edwards! Oh, come on! I've had no luck with Tom Edwards today in front of goal, have I? Oh. He scored a very good goal, but he could have had so much more today. Oh. We could have won it. We could still end up losing it, maybe. Saka's got Joao Felix in the middle. I can't get near him. We are going to bloody well lose it. Oh, how different it could have been. When you want to win the Premier League, that's the sort of thing you need to pull out the bag. Well, it wasn't quite the last kick of the game, but near as makes any difference. We did it to Tottenham yesterday. And the other side of North London have done it to us today. Bollocks. 3-3 between Manchester United and West Ham. They pulled it round in the second half. Actually, we're leading 3-2, Man United. So we'll still be disappointed to have gotten that result. Salinas now is up to 84 rated. And Milo is suspended for a game because the red card that wasn't, or shouldn't have been anyway. Okay. Well, Milo's out for this next one, and we need to beat, absolutely bloody need to beat Fulham now. Fulham's starting 11. Ludwig Schmidt in goal. Odriozola, Mingueza, Rualt and Guindo at the back. Santiago Sosa and Enzo Loidis with Yankuto, Omua and Hader sat behind Andre Silva at 83 rated. Very capable striker for sure. Will hopefully respond to that Arsenal defeat. I'm pretty frustrated, to say the least, to have not come away with the win, let alone a point. 4 men closing down in that corner, and that has significantly opened up their backline. Thank you. Fleming will not say no. Oh, to the chance, but he will say no to the goal. What's happened to my players today? Why can't they finish? Ojeda, I can't quite get there. Forcing Ojeda wide. Decent ball, but one back well. Fulham just not able to create the chance yet. We're getting close. Nacho's going to be in here, certainly. Question is, can any defender get near him? No, they're not even going to try. All right, I'll score then, shall I? Thank you! AFC Chesnoid take a 1-0 lead against Fulham. Finally, something goes my way in front of goal today. Salinas. Edwards has gone, but he's closely marked. A guy with good footwork. Fleming's in, and he really genuinely is in now as well. Angle's tight. Oh, but if you aim for the underside of the bar, you can still get it in. Alex Fleming at the double in today's episode. And we're at the double in this particular game. We lead by 2-0 now. We should be getting 3 points here. Here's Ferran. God, that's a heavy touch. I'll have that. My attempt to tackle him actually registers as a clearance. Oh, but Salinas has stolen that back. Lot to do from here. Nip through that gap. Brilliantly done. Unfortunately, not kept the ball under control. It's gone straight to the defender. He got through that gap superbly, though. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to have the attempt on goal to get the third to really seal it. But time is passing, ever more so for Fulham. But we conceded 2 goals against Arsenal in less time than is remaining. So they certainly can count on that to give them faith. And they can maybe rescue this. Just need to hold on to it, really. But if we can get another goal, we might as well try. Guy will go out wide. And Salah will deliver. Edwards is in the middle, waiting to try and nod home if possible. Still, the play continues. Still, we'll look for that third. And we won't get it, but Fulham aren't even going to get a first, so it doesn't matter. We win by 2-0 against Fulham. So despite the frustrations of the Dortmund and the Arsenal games in the middle, it's not that bad a day for us. Out of the Champions League, but ultimately, if you don't do it, you weren't good enough. And we must not have been good enough. So we just have to take that one on the chin. We can still win a European trophy this season. Baumann will be back for the game against Forest. We sit 5th in the table continually today after 2 wins and a defeat. And Arsenal continually top of the table and unbeaten. 43 points. They're 12 clear of us outside the Champions League spots. But they're most concerned about who's in second. At the minute, that's a 5-point gap to Manchester United. Arsenal are going for the trophy, and they're also going to try and replicate the Invincibles. Can they pull it off? I doubt it, but stranger things have happened in career mode. We will continue to try and get ourselves Champions League football for next season, whether that be, though, via a league finish or a Europa League win, maybe even both. We will find out in due course. We'll head towards and then into the very beginnings of the January transfer window in the next episode. We have Forest, Leicester, Newcastle and Palace. Before then, a pretty tough, actually, month of January, in which I'm still not sure what to do in the transfer window. So if you can let me know, that'd be lovely. That's all for today, though. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time.